In this session, we will talk about how you can leverage user-generated content and TikTok Shop to grow your brand on internet and to sell more of your products. And we will have two great guests, Alina Flaik from AZ Rank and also Gilad Freiman from VAA Philippines. And before we move on to our guests, I wanted to mention that this session is sponsored by two great companies in the industry. The first one is Getida. They are Amazon FBA reimbursements and auditing solution company, and they can help you to get money back from Amazon. You can find their link below in the description, get a free audit and talk to them, and probably they will find in your Amazon seller account some extra money which Amazon owes you. And the next company is VAA Philippines. They help with the virtual assistant services for e-commerce sellers. Doesn't matter if you are selling on Amazon, Walmart, they will cover you up if you need full-time, part-time assistants, professionals in different areas of your e-commerce business. Check the link below. And actually, one of the representatives of VAA Philippines is in this session as well. So let's bring two guests, Gilad and Alina. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. So Gilad is one of the sponsors of SellerFest Online Virtual Summit, and SellerFest Online Virtual Summit we decided to run because recently we got 20,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed, please do it. And we will continue creating lots of content, and that's why we're running this virtual event. So before we continue to the content, can you both introduce a little bit? So maybe Alina, you start first.
Okay, of course. First of all, very happy to be here. Thank you for organizing all types of great events, Augustas, and the Orange Click community. So my name is Alina Flaik from Romania, founder of AZ Rank. We've been in the industry since 2018. Currently still selling on Amazon myself and running the agency at the same time. We help sellers with product launches, do better in terms of ranking. We help them with UGC, with press articles, series of different solutions for everyone to do better on Amazon, on Walmart, and several other marketplaces.
Yes, and UGC, it means user-generated content, which we will talk about in the second part of this session. And thank you, Alina. And Gilad, I'll kind of already presented your company. Maybe we can tell a few more words.
And second, you said my name correctly, so nothing that I can say more than that. I'm happy already.
Yeah.
So but,
sorry. Wrong.
I just said something very good. And, but thank you very much. My name is Gilad, and I'm the founder and the CEO of VAA Philippines. Indeed, we recruit virtual assistants from the Philippines, and then we train them specifically on Amazon in order to help Amazon brands. And this session, we're going to talk about different types of VAs, social media VAs. But we recruit and train them in order for brands to grow their to scale up.
And great, thank you very much. And the important thing about VAs in your company is that people can hire also for a few hours a week, right? It doesn't need to be part-time or full-time.
Yeah, you can hire people. Sometimes it's even project-based. If you need a graphic designer or video editor, or you hire a part-time job, yes.
Yeah, perfect. So Kevin says hello. From Florida, AI from hi says hi, Kamel says hello. All right, so let's start with the first presentation. So you can share the screen, and Gilad will be first, and then Alina. So Alina, see you in about 15 minutes, and we will continue with Gilad.
Do you see my screen?
Yes, we see your screen. Everything looks perfect.
Okay. So we're going to talk about. We're starting with understanding the power of influencers, and then going into TikTok Shop. So the title of this presentation will be how to drive Amazon sales using TikTok Shop and authentic UGC. And before I'll go into the topic, well, I'm going to say who am I? I already said it a little bit before, so just for you to know about me. First of all, what I didn't say before, I'm an Amazon seller. I started selling on Amazon in 2015, so I'm bringing almost 10 years of experience to the table, and this is how it all developed. I work as at VAA Philippines. We work with very high-level sellers, 8-9-figure sellers, and we learn a lot from their behaviors and their activities. So I'm going to share a lot about this knowledge today. So Gilad Freiman, and who I'm not is also important to understand, because who am I not? I'm not your social media guru, okay? And this is why it's so beautiful to have both myself and Alina in this, because Alina will show you really like the how-to about influencers. I'm going to talk more about understanding the value and why it's so important that you start using influencers and UGCs. But I'm not coming from there. I'm not the one who created content and posts from the age I was 7, and I'm not always on social media all day long. I have very few posts that I created myself, both on Facebook and Instagram. In fact, on Instagram I have only one image that I created. Augustus, it was in Seller Fest actually. But we have social media VAs who create content on behalf of VA all the time, several times a day, and I'm going to talk about this as well, because I feel that a lot of us are afraid of social media. A lot of people that are listening to this are terrified of the word social media. They think, okay, I know that I should do this, but it's too much for me. Let me focus on Amazon and grow my business there. And they're missing, and they're putting money on the table, basically. They're missing a lot of opportunity. The reason why so many people are afraid of understanding social media, there are actually 3 reasons. The first one is lack of knowledge. You know that you should be there, but you don't really know how. You don't know if it should be on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. There are so many platforms, and you just don't know exactly what you should do and how to do it. The second reason, maybe you feel like you have concerns of creativity. Maybe you know that you should post on Facebook, but you feel like your post will not going to be intriguing, not going to be that interesting. You're not that creative in graphic designing, so you're avoiding of doing it altogether. And the third reason is maybe you lack the technical skills of it. So you know how to do all the things that I mentioned so far, but you don't really know how to technically edit a video, to put it on Reels, or you don't know how to edit a photo and using Photoshop and Illustrator and topics like this. So because of these technical skills, then it's stopping you from doing this. So these 3 reasons are the reasons that are stopping so many Amazon sellers from going into social media. And they forget that they're not necessarily supposed to be the one doing it themselves. And we see this. There is actually a name for it. It's called the Superman syndrome. Okay, the Superman syndrome means that just because you're the owner of the company does not mean that you should do it all yourself. And a lot of you that are listening to this, are the ones that are doing everything in the business. You're the one contacting your supplier on Alibaba or the Chinese supplier. You're the one creating the listing. You're the one checking your PPC, and therefore you're not doing social media because you have the 3 concerns that I talked before, and this is why it's stopping you. And because we're working with so many big sellers, because who will hire teams of VAs? Usually, successful sellers, or at least intermediate to high-level sellers. So we see their state of mind, and we see that they know that they don't need to do it all themselves. In fact, they're always looking of how much more they can delegate to people, because the mathematics is very simple. If you can hire a virtual assistant for $5 an hour to create content for you and drive sales using UGC, using TikTok Shop, we're going to talk about all this in a second, then these $5 that you're investing in this will come tenfolds in just after you started, because it's much better to pay this $5 and have something done and advancing and be active compared to not doing it at all because it all falls on you. So we're going to talk about this and understanding the power of delegation. And if you feel that from $5 an hour you'll hire VAs that are incapable of doing beautiful things, then you're wrong. Okay, everything that you see in here are done by our clients that are using our social media VAs. You can see here 8,700 likes by Joel. Great products, by the way, they have, and everything is done by social media VA. And the brand awareness today is super, super important. Okay, and it's not only on social media. You can see even on Amazon Post, because Amazon is already on social media by Amazon Post, and over there you have to create content even sometimes several times a day. And why is that? Because the entire platforms are going into the combination between selling and social media. And look at the stats. Look what happened. 2019, Amazon Post was launched. A year after, Instagram Shops, Instagram Reels the year after, Amazon Live just the year after, Amazon Inspire and TikTok Shop in September of 23, less than a year ago. And you see how it's all developing. And this is why that all the e-commerce platforms understand that people are into more and more into social media. And this is where they take their ideas and create a shopping. But actually now the game has changed. Okay, because if until now people would go to Instagram, see something that they like, and then maybe go on Amazon or maybe click on something that will send them to a completely different website, and over there they will not know the website, they will be afraid of it and so on, and then they will not even click on the link, and then so many people did not buy on Instagram. Look what's happening today. And this is new. It's very, very new. It's coming from May this year. Okay, so it's like 3 months ago this this news was released. And by the way, thank you to Liran Hirschkon for this. People on Instagram today, they could already buy from Amazon using Instagram without leaving Instagram. Look how it looks like in reality. You click on the button, okay, and then that's the Amazon store, but you're still inside of Instagram, okay? And then what happens is that's what the customer will do the first time. They will connect their Amazon account with all their information, their address and everything. They will connect it. Look at it here. They will connect it to Amazon, and they'll connect it to Instagram. And since then, the moment after is that every time that they will click on the button, look here, they will click on the button, shop with Amazon, in one click, they will be able to buy the product and stay on Instagram. And this is a game changer that did not exist before. And this tells you that and by the way, it's still a beta on Amazon. So at the moment, you can only buy this way things that are, products of Amazon, sold by Amazon. But as we know, it's always started with sold with Amazon. And a few months later, then it becomes available to brands. So this is the future. This is where it's coming. And this is why social media is becoming super, super important. And if we're talking about social media and connecting and creating sales, then obviously we're talking about influencer content. And when I'm saying influencer content, I do not mean like Madonna creating a song for you. I'm talking about micro influencers that have dozens or thousands of followers that are listening to every word that this person is saying. And look how a video looks like. Okay, very simple unboxing. Showing this. You don't have to have a super creative video editor. This is the $5 an hour video editor of JoyJolt, for example. Look at this one. All right. In here, you see that I'll just show you that this video basically goes on and on about what they wanted to show you. They wanted to show you all their products that they have over there. So they expose them one after the other. And basically, you can watch it as long as you want, because they just show it to you more and more about all the things. And it's interesting to see it, but it goes on for like 3 minutes or so. Okay, so basically that's the idea. They can expose you, which you would not see on anywhere else. Okay, so I think we had enough of this video, but basically that's the idea. That's the power of social media. And if you're thinking, okay, I understand it's good, but should I invest on PPC or should I invest on working with influencers? Then obviously you should always continue to do PPC, because PPC is the customers that are already inside of Amazon and you want them to buy your product. They already have the intention to buy. But working with influencers, here are some very important reasons why you should go and start working with influencers. The first one is Amazon attribution. Amazon attribution means that Amazon is thanking you for sending people from outside of Amazon, from TikTok, from Pinterest, from Facebook, from Instagram, and so on, sending them into the Amazon store. And therefore, they're going to give you a lot of insights about these customers, their age, where they came from, what their hobbies, a lot of other customers are like them, and so on. So there's so many things that you'll get that Amazon will never give you when you're talking about customers that are already inside of Amazon and you're using PPC. They don't have a reason to give you that. But when you're sending people, they give you an incentive to do it, and it helps you to grow your business and know exactly where to bring the people and which posts are generating more sales and so on. The second thing is the referral program. The referral program gives you 10% back on your sale. So basically, Amazon is saying you brought us people from outside, we're giving you back 10% of the sale, basically cutting off the Amazon fees that you're paying Amazon, or even covering a lot of times the cost of the influencer. Okay, and so this is every time that you're sending customers to Amazon come from outside of Amazon, you'll get the referral program, which is amazing. It's basically like doing it for free. All right, now this is how it looks like inside of Amazon. On the left, where it says before, you can see that if a customer goes into Amazon, all right, and they want to buy a product and they did not come from outside, from external content, then Amazon is not finished by showing them other products, because Amazon don't care that they buy from you. They care that they find the best product for them. So even that you paid ads and the customer is already in your listing, they still show you the customer. Basically, they show them a lot of other opportunities, and they don't care if they buy from you or from them. Okay. However, on the right side is where you're sending external traffic. So when you're creating some sort of a influencer's work that's sending people to your Amazon store, you'll only see your product there, because over there, these are not Amazon customers. So Amazon wants them to convert as soon as possible and not being distracted and starting to be confused by other products. And that's that huge difference in your conversion rate, because there's no competition here. There is just your store. All right, super important reason why to start thinking about influencers. And if I talk a little bit about what influencers and VAs are doing together, so the work of the VA in the beginning would be, first of all, to do a research, to find the right influencers, to filter them, to find these little influencers that they see that they're fit to your specific brand and niche. Connect with these influencers, convince them to work with you, negotiate a deal, approve the content that the influencer is creating for you, and then following up with them to make sure that they actually post it, and then track the traffic coming from these influencers and improve it for the next time. And I'm not talking about working with one influencer. I'm talking about working with dozens of influencers. So that's a lot of work, and that's tailored to a $5 an hour VA. All right. Now, if you're looking at the new affiliate rules, there is difference. If I looked before, people were afraid, okay, should I work with an influencer? I'm not sure that, they charge $500, $1,000. I'm not sure that will justify this or not. This is the change. These are the new rules. This is what happens in most of the cases today. Money comes in from the sales of the influencer. Money goes out to the influencer, which means that the influencer will not get paid until there is actually a sale coming from the work. And there's a lot of platforms like Archer, for example, that helps you to generate this and get also the Amazon affiliate 10% back. So you're only paying the influencers when there is a sale. You're not losing anything here, and you're getting the 10% back from Amazon. It's a completely different world from what it used to be like 2, 3, 4 years ago. Okay, think about it. The money goes in, only when the money comes in, the money goes out. All right. So now this is like an understanding why TikTok Shop is becoming huge, and why it's not only for teenagers that are looking at the 12-year-old kids dancing. It's not only more over there. Let's understand a little bit the statistics about TikTok users in the US. Okay, in the US, you have 148 million users. Don't you want to expose your brand and your product to 148 million? And if you think that these 148 million are 12-year-old kids, when obviously they're not, look at the ages that we're talking about. So yes, you have already 36% that are 18 to 24. Pay attention, this is not 12. This is 18 to 24, people with money that are already able to make a purchase. All right. But if you look at the rest, then there is like 64% of all the other ages combined. Okay. So don't you want to, if you're in the 64% of TikTok users, then you should aim to sell them. Otherwise, other people will, and you'll be out of the loop. Okay. So it's super important to be and to understand that TikTok is not only anymore for kids. All right. Now, this is what happens since since TikTok Shop launched in the US. And look at the date. We're talking about September, less than a year ago. It's still new. It's still the time to go in and start using TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop in the US generated $363 million in consumer spending only 2 months after its launch on September 23. Okay. More than 70% of TikTok users buy something they stumble across in their feed. So it's very much buying intent platform. All right. Half of TikTok users have bought something after watching a TikTok live. We're going to see what TikTok live really means. All right. And 65% of TikTok users rely on TikTok creators. Creators is influencers. It's the same name. Recommendations and reviews for purchasing decisions. So it's very much depending on influencers and creators and the language of TikTok in order to generate sales. All right. Now, what is exactly TikTok Shop? All right. So first of all, it's an integrated e-commerce platform within the TikTok app. So basically, like we've seen before on Instagram, that you could purchase and it's connected to Amazon, to the Amazon store. That's actually Amazon fighting back against TikTok, because in TikTok, it's already built in. Customers, they scroll in on TikTok and then they purchase directly from there without leaving the platform. Personalized shopping experience. As you know, TikTok is geographically focused, which means that you'll only see, as a buyer, you only see things that are relevant to you, and you'll not see commercials of things that are beyond your reach of purchase, right? TikTok Seller Central. There's a TikTok Seller Central. It looks very similar to Amazon Seller Central, even with including like the FBA fulfilled by Amazon. So there is FBT fulfilled by TikTok. It's very easy to use, and it helps you to create your listings and everything inside a TikTok shop. And this is how it looks like on TikTok. Okay, you see something that you like, right? You follow them, and then you go into this store and you see, okay, I like this. It looks interesting, and you see the products already in. Okay, so it's like a shop, like any other shop, and you like it. All your information is already stored inside. So with a click of a button, you check out, and then it's a purchase. Okay, and then you can even do an upsell inside of it if you want and earn additional income. And then that's it. You can either pay like this or add all the information. But once you do it once, then it's done. There is a one-button purchase, and that's it. And you're still inside of TikTok, to continue shopping. And if we were looking about TikTok Shop Live, this is how it looks like. You can purchase. You can see the Buy Now button, right? It's always there. You can push the Buy button now while she's talking. And this is not Madonna. This is like any person who is an influencer. Any person can be a creator.
It's like a jean jacket mix.
You go, you choose the color, you choose the size, you buy it in the same time, you purchase, you continue to watch the live.
Well, maybe she's a local Madonna.
So I still have a lot of room in here. They have stretchy, you can go down the side.
All right, so this is a super advantage. You can watch a live, you can buy a button while the live is on, you purchase it, it's shipped directly to your address, everything within the TikTok shop, including the creators outreach, okay? Inside of TikTok shop, there's a creator outreach, influencers outreach. You can find them on Open Collaborator or target specifically the type of people that you're looking for and connect with them and find them. And same thing that I said before, these influencers, creators will not get paid until they get a sale for you. They create a sale for you. This is why you will not be surprised to see that a lot of creators will reach out to you and offer their services, because they do it with a lot of people. You can work with 1,000 creators in the same time, and they will all work in order to try to create a sale for your products. And you're only going to be paying those that are successful in creating this. This is why it's so beautiful. And the good news is that it's actually expanding into Europe. It started in the US and the UK, but now, again, this is from May 17, 24. Okay, now in this summer, they're going into France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. So there's a lot more opportunities. And it also shows you the direction. It shows you how it's becoming big in the US, how this is the time to go over there, and how you can expand your market and sell in addition to Amazon, also on TikTok, and create more sales. All right, so to summarize, how can a social media VA help you with TikTok Shop? Well, first of all, setting up your store, then account management, doing all the creating the listings, doing the customer service, the shipments, everything, creating the content, or working with the creators to find them, to communicate with them, to check their feedback, work on the affiliate management. You have to decide how much they're going to be paid and so on. So you're negotiating with them and tracking this and so on, and doing analytics and reporting to see which creators are doing a good job for you, so you can give them better bonuses later on, better payment, and which ones are not really doing any job at all, so you stop working with them. All this is done by the VA. A little bit before I finish, a little bit about VAA in general. We are focused on everything that's related to e-commerce sellers. We're on Amazon, we're on Walmart. We have dedicated VAs from Amazon experts, PPC, social media, executive assistants, and creative. In total, we have more than 650 virtual assistants from the Philippines, and we've been helping Amazon sellers since 2017. Right. So if you have any questions or anything that you want to know, then you can either send an email to service@va.com or just go on our website, vaphilippines.com, or you can just scan this code in order to schedule a call with one of our experts, and you'll get 10 hours free with your VA that you're hiring. Okay, so only if you use this code, so take a picture of it or use it or scan it in order to schedule a meeting with us. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gilad. I see we have one question about your services. Can your VAs only do social media related work, or can they also handle Amazon FBA tasks such as product research, launches, PPC?
All right. So as you saw, we have different types of VAs with different specialities. A social media VA will not have the same characteristics as the PPC VA, for example, or an Amazon VA. PPC VAs are really like analytical type of people with mathematical type of thinking, while social media VAs are really creative and that's their focus. So you can hire people, you can hire different types of VAs, and like you said before, you don't have to hire a full-time job. So you can have a social media VA, for example, for like 3 hours a day to handle your TikTok shop or influencers outreach or in your entire content, and have an Amazon VA for 3 hours a day, for example, to do all your listing and finding products and shipments and inventory and all that.
All right, great. We will get more questions later, but Ali is asking, did you start offering TikTok Shop VAs? So yes, you just had one slide.
Yeah. Obviously, our social media VAs in the last half a year or so, basically almost since the launch in the US, we've started training TikTok Shop VAs. It's the social media VAs. They just added TikTok Shop to their knowledge, because until then they were doing all other social media related tasks. But now, in addition to that, they can handle your TikTok Shop if you're in the US.
All right. Thank you very much, Gilad. We will talk to you soon in 15-20 minutes. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much.
Alina, let's get to your screen and let's talk about user-generated content, which Amazon sellers could organize themselves for their brand using influencers. And no, user-generated content is not always using influencers, I guess. It's also using the users.
Yes. So we'll be talking again about user-generated content, and I'll try to approach this from a different angle, just for trying to make everyone realize how important this is and how versatile it is, and how many things we can do with this user-generated content, or UGC, because I have the feeling that exactly as Gilad was saying, people are afraid a little bit, not necessarily about the social media or the influencers, but also about the content itself, because we're not Supermans or women. So it's a lot of work to run an Amazon business and to handle all the aspects. So first, a few words about me. Amazon seller since 2017. My husband and I were in this together, currently owning 3 brands. First one, which doesn't exist anymore, but it was a big down time for us, but it was the most important lesson learned for us back then. That's how we actually started EasyRank, and since then we've helped a few thousand clients, all stages of the business, from the first product to 9-figure sellers to launch or just do better on Amazon, Walmart, and any other marketplaces. And the first thing, which maybe is also related to content, because I added a few photos here from conferences or just meetings around the world. I want to once again say thank you to you, Augustas, and the whole Orange Click community and everyone else out there organizing events, because it's one of the best investments you can make as a seller or as an entrepreneur. This is how actual value is built in our industry, through networking and relations. Yes, these presentations that we're making and sharing information and value, it's also very important. But if you don't go to these conferences, be them online or in person, you miss a lot. So try to not miss out. I wanted to start with this because again, for me and I'm pretty sure for anyone else out there in the industry, going to events, they're very important. So our agenda for today, why you can't afford not to have UGC on your listings. And when I say listings, I say product detail pages on Amazon, especially today. The Q&A section is back in action. It hasn't been gone. It's just back in action in terms of becoming more powerful. And as a bonus for everyone else, everyone there listening, we can help you get a free Amazon account manager for 1 year through one of our Amazon's program. I will explain that at the end. So, a few words about user-generated content. As a broad definition, we can refer to it as any form of content such as text, images, videos, reviews, or any other media that is created and shared by users or consumers of an online platform or service rather than by the platform's professional content creators. So it's basically, it can be an unboxing, it can just be, as we've seen before in Gilad's presentation, somebody talking about things from their homes, things that they bought and liked, things that they didn't like, pretty much anything, right? Now, a few very important things that I would like you to take away from this presentation is that there are several different types of content. So the content that I am talking about today is the actual real life content. Like imagine you or me or just a regular person who is not Madonna, right? Creating content, taking a photo and posting it on Instagram. It's talking, that content is talking to my personal audience. Or if I will tag the brand in my Instagram post or in my Facebook reel, then I will also maybe mention the brand. So it only goes to the my personal audience or the brand's audience. And then we have influencers. When I say influencers, they are different than creators, because I am a creator. I am not an influencer for the photo of the water bottle that I just bought and liked, right? But Kim Kardashian, for example, or Madonna, or all other names out there, famous people, they already have an audience. So when they post, they are talking to their audience and to their followers. People trust them. When they say they bought a very nice water bottle, they will trust them. Their followers will trust them, and they will also go and buy. That's a very, very important difference that not a lot of people understand, because everybody's, when they say UGC or user-generated content, automatically goes, our minds are set up to go and think about influencers. Not everyone is an influencer, and not all the content out there needs to be created by an influencer. They can very well be created by normal people, and I will show you why it's sometimes even better. There are lots of free spots to leverage on and off Amazon. And we will be talking about a few of them today because there's not enough time. Product videos, Q&A section, and also Amazon Inspire. I just put a brief image here just to make you think about other places. And these are just a few. You can use this content in your product inserts. You can do email marketing. You can do newsletters. You can do Amazon posts. You can use the video for PPC and so much more with it. But let's just focus on these three today. So videos for this product. This is the videos for this product section on Amazon. This is how it looks like right below the listing. And as you can see, there's plenty of space there. You can add a lot of content. And the funny thing is that a lot of sellers don't realize you will have this section filled in eventually. If you don't put your videos in there, your competition will, because they are able, so other sellers are able to upload videos on your listing. So why don't use this space to gain more exposure for your products, to get more eyes on your products? Why don't why let others use it? Remember, it's free. All the videos show on the listing. You can also do comparison videos and put them there. As you can see, number 3 from the right is a comparison with one of the bestsellers. They are extremely valuable during a launch, because if you launch your product and you already have these videos uploaded there in the first days, they will always show, your videos will show the first ones. So your competition, even if sometimes it's competition, sometimes it's just Amazon itself, they will show other videos on your listing. I mean, videos of other products on your listing, related or competing or things like that. But yours, because they were uploaded first and during the launch in the honeymoon period, they will make this will make them stick. It helps increase your conversion rate and decrease PPC spend, because people love content. You know, we have the attention span very small, and when they scroll on the page, find a video, watch for 3 seconds, okay, I like it, I go buy. Don't waste more time. Then still, the videos can be used in Amazon Inspire. This is a new program from Amazon a couple of months back, probably I think beginning of this year or end of last year. Basically, Amazon is trying to get close to TikTok. So they want to be able to show people shoppable posts, shoppable videos. As Gilad explained, the TikTok, this is something that is currently available, not at a very big scale, but it will grow very much in the near future. Basically, any video can be transformed in a shoppable post. People see the video, click on it, directly buy without leaving the platform, which is very important. Now, this works only on the Amazon app. So if you are a seller and want to try it on, you need to have log in as a buyer from your buyer account on your phone, and you will find it. I have a few screenshots here to show you the steps and information about what this is. Basically, it can show products. It will show, when you go in, it will show products from your order, from your ideal list, from the browse history. You can scroll through there and just select one and add a video behind it, basically. So the buyers will see the video, and when they click on it, they see the product you tagged. You can also tag multiple products, and you can add as many as you want for the same product, which is also very important. And another very important thing is you can add a title. So this will also help with your ranking and keyword indexation if it's necessary. And you don't have to be an influencer. Again, you can just be a regular person creating a video. Maybe you will be an influencer one day after you do a lot of these shoppable posts, but right now everybody can do it. It's free. Again, this one is also free from Amazon. I don't know, all these places won't be free probably for a long time, because as you know, Amazon start at one point, they just start charging for anything. But right now it's free, and it's a shame not to use it, because it will help you get more real estate on Amazon. Q&A section. Now, it used to be more, it used to have a more dedicated space on the page. Right now is together with product information, customer reviews, but it's still showing there. And I will show you a very short case study to see how important and how powerful, not important, how powerful it is. Now, what I want to emphasize in this presentation is this: Q&A questions can be answered with a written answer, as you can see here, but also with a video. Basically, there's an enormous amount of, basically an infinite amount of videos that you can post here with your product, just showing people, potential customers of your brand, what to, I don't know, how to use the product, why is it better, basically unlimited content. And also you can have a question posted that include keywords that you want to rank for. It helps, for example, grow the rank, improve the rank of more delicate keywords, or get them indexed, for example, if you are in the CBD niche or in the adult products. These are very helpful. Now, pro tip would be to include them in the question body and not only in the answer, in case you are responding to them as a seller, because you can also do that. These questions can be answered by other buyers. They will, other buyers who bought the same product, they will receive an email from Amazon saying, hey, somebody asked a question about this, you bought it, would you mind answering? But you can also do it as a seller. This is an example from a listing, how it's showing. As you can see, this seller answered with a video. These are made by us, all the videos. So they answered with a written answer, a text, and then also added a video. It's free. Again, as I said, I'm not sure for how long. Text and videos, I said. Text helps you index forbidden keyword, or also brand names, very important, because you're not allowed to put other brand names in your Amazon listing. And the video improves your conversion. Also, interesting, on the mobile app, it's showing this section, it's showing above the reviews. So people scrolling down to the reviews will see them. You might say, I have much better things to do with my time rather than to fill in questions, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things to do on Amazon, right? This is a case study from May, end of May. 3 keywords we used. One of them had a very big search volume, 166,000. The other had 3,500 search volume, and the other one was a smaller one, but very relevant. So what did we do? We posted 2 questions on an ASIN, on a product on Amazon, using these 3 keywords, right? This is what happens. The first one didn't have any impact at all because it's a very huge keyword. And also a very broad one, not necessarily big in search volume, but it's a broad keyword, not very relevant to the listing. Second one A second one looks like this. It showed on, we'll see better in the next screen. So position 33 from middle of nowhere. And the third one got to position 3 from middle of nowhere. Actually the second one, the middle one was not ranked and got to position 33, and the third one was somewhere in the 150 position, and we got to position 3. Just mentioning these keywords in the question. We didn't do any PPC on them or any other action. Just by using them in the question, it helps with ranking. And sometimes it's just we think of so many strategies and so many complicated things, but we don't see the things that are right in front of us. This is something that all of us can do for our listings, and it's technically it doesn't cost anything, right? If you have friends or people posting these questions, I mean, you can arrange them somehow, just not organically coming, but this is Amazon doesn't mind, because you are technically helping people get more information about the product, right? So it could be something very, very interesting, and I strongly advise you to look into this. And finally, as I said, like a bonus, there is a program that Amazon has right now for some agencies. We are at AZRank. We are a certified Amazon partner, but that doesn't have to do with the program. The program technically gives us the permission to make an intro for your brand to Amazon, and they will give you a free account manager for 1 year. These are the conditions: opening a new seller account in any marketplace, or has sold less than 5K in the past 12 months on an existing account, or if you are expanding to a new marketplace, for example, Japan, Canada, USA, Europe, anywhere, almost anywhere, then you can get free internal strategic support straight from Amazon. They will allocate a person or a team, depending on the size of the account, for a full calendar year. And usually you need to pay for this, and it's not very cheap. The program exists paid, and now they are opening this for these new sellers. It can be interesting, especially if you're looking for a new marketplace. Worth looking into it. You can just reach out to us for more information, and doesn't cost you anything. It's just coming straight from Amazon and free. That was it. Thank you so much. Pleasure being here. If you want to reach out to get in touch with us, this is my WhatsApp here, or any of the websites or emails. You don't have to need something. Just if you want to just say hi, would be a pleasure. Thank you so much.
And also, Alina likes to participate in conferences, as you said at the beginning. So if you're attending events in US or in Europe, you might meet Alina there as well.
Yeah, come say hi.
Yes. All right. Thank you. I will bring Gilad. Okay. Thanks. So lots of great information, lots of tips how to go broad, not only look at your Amazon listing. Yeah, we have few questions. Before we move on to the questions, I wanted to mention that if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to click like and subscribe below. And also, this session is part of the Seller Fest online virtual summit, which is also sponsored by VAA Philippines, Gilad's company. They help with VAs for e-commerce business. And you can also get access to VIP package. It's an additional piece of content we created together with all the 40 experts and speakers which are participating in this event. And everyone sent to us additional video where they give extra strategy, extra template they share with us, with you, with the sellers, and some deep dives, some case studies. And I wanted to ask, maybe Alina, you can also share with us what you sent for the VIP package. It's additional 30 minutes of content. And you talk
Yes.
about, yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe you can.
It's also UGC, more advanced strategies on
Yeah.
how to leverage.
So additional 30 minutes if you want to listen, to watch. And also Gilad, maybe you can also share what you recorded. It's also additional 33 minutes. Gilad, what was this about?
The one before, the one that we recorded before was the strategies of how to combine AI with VAs, and basically don't trust only on AI, but combine the two in order to get better results.
Yeah, cool. So this is the package which you can get. The link is below in the description, and I also will show here the link. So if you follow this link, you can get to it. And now let's get to the questions. We have quite a lot of questions. So let's start with the first one. I don't know, not sure if Gilad can answer. How do you open a US TikTok shop as a UK seller without US passport, which TikTok seems to need?
I would say you can't, but there are ways to bypass it, obviously. But TikTok, because it's a geographical focus, then you have to open it in the state where you live. There is UK TikTok UK, so you can open it in the UK. Or if you have some sort of a partner who is in the US, then you need to have like a social security number, and a residence address in the US. So it's not, you cannot, if you live in the UK, you cannot just open a US TikTok shop. But luckily you're in the UK, so you can go there.
Yes, great. But if you register on TikTok UK, can you sell your products on TikTok US?
No, you can. You can only do TikTok Shop US if you're in the US. This is why it's actually working so well, because you see only products that are relevant to you that are in the US by American, people. So it's more connected.
But if a UK seller is selling with his UK company in US, so it's a problem for them to sell their
Yeah,
US.
he needs to. If he wants to do TikTok Shop, he needs to have somebody in the US that will register
for
the
them.
account. It's basically only for the registration, but they're tough on this. You have to have somebody who really lives over there.
Alina, do you have some tricks to go around this? Do you help sellers with this? No.
Unfortunately, there aren't any. You cannot. You need a U.S. citizen or
US
basically
registration number, like social security
Yes,
number and so
yes.
on. Okay.
It used to work with just the EIN from the LLC. If you have an LLC, a company, it used to just be enough. But since beginning of this year, they changed the policy. I'm talking for US right now. I'm not sure how, probably it's the same for Europe as well. So you need an actual person. The best advice I could give, get a friend in the US, because you just need their names for validation. I looked into this. There is no legal or tax implication in this. You just need a friend.
So as Alina said, go to the conference, make US friend.
Yeah.
Hey, Alina, you mentioned Amazon Inspire. Do you know if it's available in Canada? Somebody's asking. Help me.
From what I know, it's not, but it's coming.
Okay. Gilad, what is the minimum hours I have to hire a VA for? It's loud.
So except for graphic designers and video editors, where we can work, you can work with them project-based, and then you don't have to commit to any amount of hours. All the rest of the VAs, including TikTok Shop, social media VAs, the minimum would be 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. So very minimal. You don't have to hire a full-time job. You need 3 hours a day, because imagine that it's somebody doing that for you and working with you. So reporting to you, working on your tasks. So it's the work itself plus the work with you as the one to manage that person.
Okay, let's take another question about virtual assistants. If virtual assistant work on an hourly basis, how can you estimate the amount of work done on TikTok tasks?
Well, first of all, a social media VA will not only do your TikTok shop. A social media VA is there to create brand awareness on all the social media platforms. So obviously, they will have work to do on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, and on TikTok shop. And like I said, the minimum would be 3 hours a day. This is why when we connect you with a VA, before that we connect you with a customer experience manager coming from the social media team, and their job is to sit with you before the connection to the VA, go over what you expect, what you want to achieve, create for you like a lot of information and knowledge about how to build it directly, to build a schedule of work for your VA, so you would know if 3 hours a day is enough, or maybe you need more than that. Depends on what you want to achieve. If you want the VA to do now, email marketing, and add that, then obviously it's more time consuming and so on. So it's really like tailored to your specific needs. But 3 hours a day is really like the minimum to start working with on TikTok.
And now a question about UGC. How can authentic UGC on TikTok help in identifying profitable product niches? Are there specific types of UGC that are more indicative of a strong niche?
I don't think it's very relevant. I mean, it can help you identify. This is my personal opinion. I think there can be several opinions here. It can help you identify profitable products, but not necessarily, as a niche itself. I mean, if you're looking at a product that goes viral on TikTok, this is what I'm thinking. If you're looking at a product that goes viral on TikTok, maybe that product will be successful, and not necessarily like the whole category or things like that. Usually TikTok is very, from my experience, very focused, let's say, not too broad in terms of this. And yes, UGC on TikTok and on anywhere else, I think, can give you great product ideas, improvements, developments of an existing products.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Oh.
Gilad can add some things on the TikTok part.
Well, for us, when somebody's working with a social media VA to do TikTok shop, they're usually not about finding profitable product niches. They are brand owners. They have their products and they want to create their brand awareness. I think that's the most common use of UGC's creators in TikTok.
So should we look at TikTok as like another sales channel, like Shopify, or right? So
Yeah.
I think so. I would say that probably one of the strongest ones, because of the things that I said, because it's so easy to use, because so many people are using it more and more. You see the level it goes up and how fast it expands, and you see how easy it is to make a purchase on TikTok, and how creators and influencers have power over there to convince people. Yeah, then definitely it's another channel.
I would like to explore the differences in consumer behavior between like TikTok shop and like, let's say, Shopify shop. So TikTok, you basically own like a store, also like a storefront of your own shop, right? So it's like a Shopify on mobile phone kind of, but more social media related somehow.
I can say my point here. First of all, for example, take Instagram in the beginning. In the beginning, there was an Instagram shop, but when people clicked on product, they went to another website, usually a Shopify website, and then they were supposed to make a purchase. Why it did not work so well? Because people do not trust that website. They don't know nothing about it. They don't know if it's fishy or not. And here in TikTok, they have a trust already. They're starting to build it, and you see that the trust in the platform itself as TikTok is strong. So you feel, okay, I'm putting my money inside, but it's TikTok now. It's not like somebody who I don't know their website. Maybe they're stealing my credentials and everything like that. I'm paying through TikTok. I'm not leaving TikTok in order for that. So you know that it's working well. Plus, TikTok have now they're building their fulfillment channel fulfilled by TikTok. So everything is shipped from there. So it's a bit more similar to Amazon compared to Shopify, where it's basically a website that you know that's selling you something.
Okay. We have a question for Alina. How much does it cost to help someone to start from scratch? I'm not sure, Evelina, do you need help with selling on Amazon or help with like influencer marketing?
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but
if let's say what you're offering, yeah.
Either way, it's complicated to say because there are so many things that can be done, strategies from scratch, but depending, if it's a product from scratch, brand from scratch, just reach out to me and let me know.
Yeah, she says all. So yeah, I think Alina cannot help with everything, but if you want to help with the influence outreach, she will help you. And if you need help with like virtual assistant, kind of low budget professionals, talk to Gilad. I think that's a good way. Gilad, how can I, again about TikTok, how can I effectively collaborate with TikTok influencers to test and validate potential product niche before fully committing? So Diego really wants to find a product niche for TikTok, but maybe it should be looked through the more like how to bring your brand to TikTok, right?
Yeah, I cannot really answer how to use influencers to find a niche because, like I said, it's not something we train our VAs. It's not something that I see that our sellers are using. If you already have a brand, if you already have your products and you want to test to see, then it's easy. And I mean, you just open your TikTok shop and like I said before, you're not taking a lot of risk here because you're paying the creators only after they create sales for you. So you're paying it out of the pocket of the sale already. So you can definitely test it. The only thing I would say is a risk at TikTok is PPC. There is PPC inside of TikTok. Then basically you could spend money just to get a sale to expose people. Some people, it's working very well for them and they're using it. Some people, they're spending money and they see they do not get, the ROI on this. So this is like, you have to know and to learn how to use it. But working with creators, it's definitely something to test.
Yeah, I want to add something here as well regarding the validation of potential product. Not all the products are good for TikTok. So what maybe sells you as a brand owner, what maybe is selling very well and doing very well for you on Amazon might not work for TikTok, and the other way around as well. So if I were you, Diego, I would look more, if you're trying to do TikTok, try to find products for TikTok, not necessarily Amazon and TikTok, or first TikTok, then Amazon, or the other way around. Just play with a product or two just on TikTok. And there are ways of validating. There are a few interesting tools. I think Echo Dot is one of them, if I remember them. I have others. I don't remember them right now. You can message me and I will find them for you. There are tools that give you a few ideas, there you go. It was the question. So they can help you, give you some data, some insights about that. And also, this I know from somebody who is an actual TikTok expert. He told me try PPC for a product, PPC on TikTok, and if it doesn't move at all, the needle, nothing happens to you, then that would be your first big question mark if that product will work on TikTok or not.
Good advice, good tip. We have a few questions about VAs. For how long is 10 hours free VA offer is valid?
Basically, it's the first 10 hours for you to use. So when you hire a VA, then the first 10 hours are actually paid by us. For the VA, you only pay after that. So it gives you an opportunity to test it, but it's really like a good push to start. That you're getting like a discount in the beginning before you start.
I understand Evelyn is just starting and maybe not ready. So I think it's fine if you reach out to Gilad after 2 months and then, refer to this video. And I think it will be.
Okay. Got
in this sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, as long as you came in with, the name that you came from Orange Click and SellerFest, and I did use the QR code as well over there, then we'll know that you came from there, then you'll get the 10 hours free. Sorry.
Yeah, I think there is also a link in the description for that.
All right.
And okay, one more about VAs. Do you have senior higher skilled A+ designers, top talents, to work on larger accounts with more expertise? Of course, will be higher salary than entry level.
Yeah, we have different levels of graphic designers, including 3D designers and so on. I think the best will be to engage in a conversation and talk, and we'll explain a little about the different types of designers and video editors. We're working a lot with agencies and very big sellers that are using our designers, so I'm pretty confident in their skills, but we should talk about it.
Yes, you will find the link below in the description to get to VAA Philippines website. I wanted to ask a question about, I have somewhere, okay, about shoppable posts on Amazon. Alina, so who is putting those? Is it seller putting these shoppable posts, right?
No, I mean, it can be the seller, but using their buyer account. So on your Amazon app from your phone, as a buyer, that's how you upload those videos and transform them into shoppable posts. And Inspire is very much currently used by Amazon affiliates, for example. Can be one strategy. Influencers, everything. It's in the beginning. It's a new phase. I don't know if probably in a couple of years Amazon will decide whether it was a success or not, but they're definitely trying to do something similar with TikTok within the platform, because the interesting thing about Inspire is that you don't leave the platform when you make you just make the video. You remember TikTok when they first began, and you would see, and there wasn't any TikTok shop, right? You would see a video, and then when you click on it, it would bring you to the Amazon link, for example, or Walmart, whatever other target. So you would have to exit the app, and a lot of people lose their impulse of buying right now. You need to log in maybe, or change credentials or things like that. When TikTok shop came, and this is very similar with Amazon as well, everything is in the same place. It happens much faster.
And why these buyers are inspired to post such posts? Because they get commission as an affiliate of Amazon, I guess, right?
The buyers, yes. So, for example, if we're working with a brand and we create the content. We have creators that create the content for the brand, and then some of the videos can be uploaded by the creators who are also the buyers. So it's convenient this way. They will transform them into shoppable posts. If they are an Amazon affiliate, they will get their commissions too, but that's just like a bonus part. They are paid by us for creating the content and for uploading either on Inspire or on videos or questions or things like that.
All right, good. About a few questions more about VAs. I don't know if it's relevant. Corey says, if using TikTok Shop, can we use Amazon MTC to fulfill those orders through FBA, or do I need its own fulfillment? Yeah, actually, good question.
You can choose both. I mean, you can start using fulfilled by TikTok, like I said before. TikTok is creating their own channel, and you can use fulfilled by TikTok, or you can do an MTC and multi-channel fulfillment and send it from Amazon to the buyer.
Okay. And Jemima wants to know, will VA create videos themselves?
We saw several customers that use their VA to create the content and then send it to them, because the VAs cannot post it from the Philippines, like I said, because then the people that will see it are Filipinos. If you're selling to Americans, then you have to post it from the United States. So the job of the VAs will be to create the videos and then send it to you. It works on some products if but you cannot use always the VAs. This is why you're working a lot with creators on TikTok. So it's one option, but it's added to the option of working with creators.
Okay, so yeah, VA is more for kind of
Finding
backstage
the creators, the
Yeah.
influencers, working with them, filtering them, checking to see how committed and checking to see how engaged their audience is, and so on.
Mhm. And are there any legal considerations when using UGC, Alina? Like, what
Yes.
do we need to know?
Very, very good question. Thank you for this. I forgot to mention, and it's extremely important. So UGC can be owned by the brand after receiving it from the creator or not. Some of the influencers, especially the very famous people, do not give the actual piece of content, be it usually videos, because if photos they can sometimes, but they don't give that to the brands. And this is something that any brand should be careful when going to a UGC service or platform. This is something that some people charge for, some others don't, but it's something that you need to be aware. Will you own the content at the end? Because if you do, then you can use it and repurpose it in various ways. From one video, you can create 30 reels, for example, or can be transformed right now, especially with the AI tools and technologies, into so many other pieces of content. We, for example, I'm gonna say how we do it. We have agreements with all the creators. So when after they do the content, they will give it to us, and then we'll give it to the seller entirely, 100% ownership. They can do with the content whatever they want. Combine videos, edit them, anything basically. So they will own it. You are strongly advised not to use it unless you have not to use the content unless you have the permission from the creator, because you can get into a lot of trouble.
Yeah, good to know. Good advice. Okay, the last question. So Adorete is asking, are there any charges to use TikTok Shop on the platform? Because how does TikTok make money?
Yeah, they have their commission like any platform. Compared to Amazon, it's much lower. I think in the beginning, it's like 2% in the beginning of the when you start selling on TikTok, they have some sort of benefit to those that join. But anyway, it's lower compared to Walmart or Amazon, and it's taken again out of the sale itself. So yeah, there is a commission plus like 30 cents if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it's taken out of the sale itself, so definitely worth trying it. But yeah, they have to make a living, obviously.
Thank you very much, guys. It was an amazing session. Lots of different ideas how you can get outside Amazon with TikTok shops, Amazon Inspire, with all these free offers which Amazon is still offering, programs which are still available for free. It's great. Before we part, I wanted to ask you to tell again a little bit about yourself. So I will show Alina's page first. So Alina, can you give an overview again what you offer for Amazon sellers?
Yeah, so we have 4, let's say, core solutions, main solutions that we can help sellers with. I will briefly mention all of them. Product launches and ranking on Amazon, Walmart, and a lot of other marketplaces. Press articles, if you want to get featured in publications around the globe, but mostly US, UK. UGC, which is called Photo Live. What I talked about today, getting content with your actual products in use, content created by normal people, not influencer. And the newest one is called InsightX. This is customer insights, feedback, beta testing. This is project based. Basically, we can do anything. We can test samples for your competition products, something that you want to launch, and we can test it. We can answer all kind of questions based on the audience that you need for those specific products. So, for example, if you need women in their 50s, will be women in their 50s testing those products, and then when you launch it, you already have improved it and get feedback from actual users. Or we can test products after the launch, so you can get feedback from people using them and telling you what to do better next. Or we can test photos to see which one is better, all kind of things. We try to keep this focused in the external traffic, rank improvement, product launches. We don't do full account management. We don't do PPC. We try to leverage other strategies on in our help to other sellers. As I said, we are Amazon sellers as well. We know both sides of the coin, the agency side and also the seller side, and yeah, we know all the challenges Amazon sellers are facing, and we try to find the best solutions in specific areas to help them do better.
Great. Thank you very much, Alina and Gilad. So I will share your page as well.
All right.
So,
Yeah, so VA Philippines stands for Virtual Assistant Academy Philippines. We are focused on e-commerce, mainly Amazon and Walmart. We're dedicated to help Amazon and Walmart brands to expand and grow their businesses. It could be with the help of virtual assistants that are specialized and trained on Amazon, on PPC, on social media, executive assistants, graphic designers, video editors, Walmart VAs. And what we do is we recruit the VAs ourselves. We filter like 98% of them to find the best ones out there. And then we train them on everything they need to know in order to help sellers. We continue to train our VAs all the time with ongoing trainings every month. So in fact, actually this TikTok shop and the entire presentation was because of the need that we realized that this is something becoming important, and we train our VAs on that. Like you see in here, we have more than 650 VAs, and we've been doing this since 2017. So we are very much experienced in finding the best VAs out there, training them, and then connecting them with Amazon and Walmart sellers and explaining them how to work with them and to profit. Rate starts at $5.50 an hour, so definitely affordable, and you can hire somebody from as little as 3 hours a day, 5 days a week.
great, amazing. And you will get, there is an offer of 10 hours for the first virtual assistant hours, the first 10 hours for free. Once you start working with VAA Philippines, and you will find the link below in the description. Also, Alina's link will be there as well. So thank you very much, guys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
And see you next time. Good luck in your business.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Thank
Bye.
you
Thank
very
you.
much for
Bye.
having us.
Bye.
Thank you.
And now I would like to invite you to watch other video where you will learn how you can use Google Ads and TikTok ads to get more visibility to your Amazon brand. So check this out.